What's up? Hello, Stop the Dad Bod Nation. The nation, it's me. Anyhow, thank you. Thank you, every single person out there. I've said that a number of times. I really can't say it enough. Today, we're going to just have a quick chat, a little coffee with AJ style, about 2019 in a total review. You know, this is the year that one of my major life dreams really came into full fruition, where earlier in the year I stood on that scale and it said 200 pounds, and at 5'7", we all know that was too much. So we had to really put some sort of a plan of attack into play, and I just put some sneakers on and started running out the door early in January. I couldn't bear to allow myself, the former collegiate athlete, a cheerleader, by the way, and the extremist dude that I've always seen myself as being, to stand at that weight and allow those poor choices that I was making in my food and lack of exercise be the leading example to my children as their male figure in the household. So I put my sneaks on and I started running out that door, and somewhere in the first run even, it stimulated that thought in my brain that I had set myself a goal about 7 years prior, that by the time I hit 40, I was going to complete a full Ironman. You know, that 140.6 miles swim, bike, run. And I couldn't even make it through my first mile run. I couldn't even run an entire mile. I realized how poorly out of shape I was. And I didn't verbalize any of this stuff until about late August, especially not digitally. But I began at that point just lacing my sneaks up every day and going for a run. And finally, in about May, I found a triathlon bike where I said, I'm going to get off my just regular road bike and get a tri bike, because this is a 2-year journey. At that point, I set it to my brain, September 15th. 2019, I'm gonna complete the Atlantic City Half Ironman, and I'm gonna use that as my first major milestone in making it to 2020 full Ironman. Well, along the journey, I had gotten my run down to a 7.5 minute mile on a 5K pace, an 8.5 minute mile on that half marathon distance. My bike, I was maintaining a solid 20 miles per hour on the 40 plus mile distances. Swim, hey, I was getting that distance done. I was very satisfied. Following no major training plan whatsoever. Health, I was eating clean, meaning, light IPAs and, deep fried chicken wings because it's solid protein. Light carbs, low carb IPA. And then I cracked my ribs in 3 weeks out of doing the race. Doing that race in September. And so I remember laying there in the hospital bed, just devastated that I'd been working towards something so hard and it was a fail. And without even the time to get out of the bed, I had already made my mind up that I'm going to find another race. And sure enough, the family, we pulled together and we did. And honestly, that weekend after the race, I got to volunteer at that Atlantic City race. That was quite an amazing experience to get to have volunteered in a half Ironman before completing one. I highly suggest that. Other people told me to do that, and I never did. And here it was. I had no choice, so I did. And then that weekend, that Monday after, I met this guy, Triumph Project, Jeff Fairbanks, at the airport. He was coming back from the race, and he asked me what my Instagram handle was, and I kind of looked at him funny, like I have a phone number. But anyway, that got me into Instagram and YouTube and more social platform with this whole training, and really going after the Stop the Dad Bod with this, and stopping my dad bod, and what that stands for: healthy eating, active lifestyle. So I started journaling it, and I guess I made it all the way. I made it to Indian Wells, La Quinta Indian Wells Half Ironman, December 8th. Completed it 6 hours and 18 minutes, longer than I wanted, but I had such a good time. People ask me what the hardest part was. And, when you're there just enjoying the race, of course, your body's aching and painful, but monitored my heart rate the entire way through. I was trained for that heart rate. I didn't go into like anaerobic, you know, high heart rate exercising. I just had a blast. So the hardest part, I mean, it was just fun doing it. I look forward to the next one, 2020. We'll talk about that in another post. So my main discoveries is a 2019 year review that I really took away. The focus on diet. Oh my gosh, the amount of people, the amount of blogs that you read out there telling you that the diet is like 80+% of losing weight. I have plateaued. I got down to 184 before cracking the ribs, and I've plateaued right at 190 again. I can't get below it. It's aggravating. Now we're in the holiday season. I'm back up to 192, ballparking. Cookies, macaroni and cheese, crab balls, turkey, ham. I mean, it's such good. The cookies. Oh, I love these cookies. So we're going to have to hit a pause on that. And the diet is clearly more important than I really thought it was. So I think, when we talk about 2020, the focus is going to be really logging what I'm eating and paying attention, because I did it for 3 days and I was amazed at how bad I was eating, actually. Fats and carbohydrates, especially. Again, we use that word as it's such a negative word out there in the world, it feels like, but what they do in turning into your body when we're not producing enough usable energy to use up that fuel, it's like the gas is just pouring out of our tank. So that was a major discovery. That was a great one. Another one was the type of training. The type of training really makes a major difference. Like I said, I was just going out and running, and I had it in my brain. I started learning a little bit about interval training. I haven't really learned too much still, but I started trying to go faster, and I saw the benefits of that. But ultimately, all running, all biking, even swimming, everything came down to just getting the distance. And from listening to people and doing more reading, that's going to be another area to enhance on, is the type of training. I need to start focusing on that type of training. So new people into any of the sports, making sure that we're getting the right type of support to know that we're training properly and not just doing a bunch of junk miles. Although, let's face it, any movement from my body wasn't total junk. I mean, one of the next major ones, so we have 4 total. The first was focus on diet, type of training. The next was your support. I thank you. I mean, the amount of you people that have texted me, hit the like button on Instagram and Facebook, and just saying keep it up, good work. The people that reach out, and I had a friend making fun of me because I'm making exercise dates with friends where we're planning to go swim, bike, or run, or even do strength training at the gym. Thank you to everybody that is giving the thumbs up and helping to push me to strive forward and ask more of myself. And thank you even more for those of you that are taking the leaps of faith and driving your own direction from all of this as well. So I thank you so much. Thank you for your support. And the fourth major one that I really found was, a kind of a unique discovery in my eyes. We used to go to church off and on, and we'd hit a couple strides where it was a few weeks at a time, and then we'd stop, and then summer comes, and then it's all beach, and so ever since that cracked rib action, we've really been going pretty solid every Sunday, and we've been reading more about Jesus and God within our house, and music. Our oldest child, to help her get writing and reading better, we actually turned the lyrics. She likes writing the lyrics down, and she really enjoys reading the lyrics. And there's the energy that is flowing through our home, the just constant the belief and faith in God has just risen so high that is our fourth major discovery. And I say our because it's within our household for all of these major discoveries. Stop the Dad Bod by no means, when we're talking about doing 10 plus hours of training in a week, can't but influence the entire home and have the whole home jumping in, as you saw before, the daughters and the wife jumping in, yelling me, "Stop the Dad Bod!" So, diet, exercise, support, God is really amazing in our home, and I'd say thank you again. Please, thank you so much. Understand how grateful we are for your support. We're really looking forward to 2020. You're going to see more video action coming, I'll tell you that. This is a fun medium to use, and we're really going to just be getting out there. We got a couple more races this year on the journey. Yeah, we got it. We're going for the full. We're sticking with that. That's going to be coming. We'll let you know what the actual date and which race is going to be, and some more fun stuff followed up behind it, and even some challenges. We're going to start some monthly challenges as well. So thank you, everybody. Thank you so much for your support. Say bye to AJ. And hashtag Stop the Dad Bod. We'll see you around.